Shayla, what's it like up at the top? I mean, I don't know, but I can tell you what it's like up here on the rooftops of 1210 and 1214 Gulf Boulevard, South Manasota Key. We've got these repositioned back on the market, new prices. Okay, stay tuned for the tour. Okay, just a refresh, and you can go in the playlist to see both full tours of each properties. I'm standing in the one furthest south on the key, South Manasota. Okay, we're at the very south end, literally, of this island. And this is 1210 Gulf Boulevard, and then that's 1214 Gulf, the smaller little sister to this one. New prices, okay, we started off a lot higher. This large one that we're standing in is priced at $2.499999. Okay, it is a 6-bedroom, 4.5 bathroom, 3753 square feet. It's a tile and metal roof situation. Lots of travertine, lots of porcelain tile. I've got all of the details in a very detailed description. I take a lot of time in measuring and making sure I've got all of the right products and selections for each property. The things that they both have in common, again, that one's this little sister to this one at like 1,000 square foot less, basically. So if you think about it, just 1,000 square foot less. That one is at just under 2 million, 1.99999. And they both have 16-foot elevations at the baseline. So they both have 2-car garages. They're both built in, of course, 2025. Their COs were in 2025. 16-foot baseline elevation. So because we're in a flood zone, I think it has to be like at least 14. So we're even above that. Plus the ground level, just the grass level, is elevated. So there's a slight pitch even coming up into the garage. And I will say both of these were built in the middle of Hilton and Milton. And they were built in the middle of Milton and Helene, the worst 100-year storms. They survived. They, like a lot of these homes, there was, the water came up, it subsided. It actually kind of went to both sides of the property because of its elevated pitch. Of course, no intrusion with water or standing water or any hurricane impact, damage. That being said, these are all impact windows and sliding glass doors. So, of course, you have the best possible insurance rates available to today's markets. I've got great insurance agents. So if you need contacts for that or other vendors, you certainly let me know. Both of these sit at about 48 feet at the rooftops here. They both have, look at these incredible views. Obviously, we're at the 1210 property. And the original photos were done at sunset. So, I mean, amazing sunsets here. And there's 2 beach accesses on either side. Right where that yellow house is, that's where the beach access is. That's the closest. So it's right there. And of course, that's the other rooftop, right? So that's a little bit smaller. I'd say this one's about double the size of that one. And you can see the texture of the roof, the metal roof. See, it's partially metal, partially flat. And just the kitchens are pretty much the same as far as selections go. This kitchen faces west, the beach, and the smaller house kitchen faces east. So you have your sunrises. You can look over out to Lemon Bay, as you can see. It's like 360 degrees. That's Lemon Bay, and they're working on the elevator. There's always stuff to do, even on a brand new house, So, and, anytime someone comes to see a house like this, of course, that could change slightly. The view could change slightly, but we are so high up here that, especially here up at the rooftop, that you're still going to have like amazing sunsets and amazing water views all around us here. So, lots of porcelain tile finishes, marble, wood, the hickory wood flooring, the stairwells. And Both of them have heated saltwater pools and spas, a must. And one of the biggest selling points of both of these properties, because they're in Charlotte County, there's literally no leasing restriction. Dun dun dun. Like, you can rent these nightly. I mean, it would be a lot of work to just have one night renter and then the cleaning people and then new people and then, so it's a lot more work, but the ROI would be phenomenal. I do have pro formas, estimated rental incomes for both. And I get asked a lot about, I'm going to stand over here because it's so sunny. I get asked a lot about rental potentials, rental incomes for potential properties that have never been rented. Like in this case, of course, they're brand new. And the general rule that I tell people is whatever the price is, if you multiply that times between 10 and 12%, that would be your conservative annual gross rental income on the property. And the more flexibility or the more nightly rental capabilities or weekly, like the higher frequency rental capability that the property has, the higher gross rental income potential would be. So again, ask me if you have someone of interest that needs to see that information. I have that, and they're just estimates, but I've got a pretty good handle on the seasonal rental market here in these areas. And of course, island properties are very different than mainland properties. And a home like this especially kind of sits in that upper tier because it kind of checks all those boxes. It's got so many bedrooms, it's got the pool, the rooftop, and such great potential if you only want to come maybe 2 weeks out of the year, twice a year, 3 times a year, and it's just sitting vacant. I also have an awesome decorator who can come in, and take measurements and kind of figure out what's going to be best suited for you. And if it is just a primary home, great, she can help you with that too. White glove service as far as the, design and decor is concerned and all that. So like I said, I've got vendors for everything. But the biggest selling point here is, of course, the location. And, some of these homes were totally demolished during the storm. This one had no damage. I mean, of course, it's brand new, but like, as you can see, it's getting better and better. Every time I come down here, I feel like it just looks better and better. And this is the south end of the key, the very south tip of the Manasota Key is down that way. So, as I said, 1210, 1214 Gulf Boulevard, Englewood, Manasota Key, both are repositioned on the market at lower prices. We started off much higher in both of these. You're welcome to call and ask me what they were or look at the public record. So if you or someone has interest in either property, or you have a property on Manasota that you're thinking of selling, I work from Anna Maria all the way down here. It is a large geographic area. So I'm happy to help if you're interested in potentially selling a property or purchasing one of these great, fabulous, brand new listings. And I'd love to hear from you. 941-544-7690.